Not saying, yeah, there's a myriad ways of playing, as Terry was saying, but everything is in place. He stays very still on the shot, and he just hits the ball very positively. You can't really ask for much more than that.
You can't. Well, he'd lost the previous 2 frames last night, so the best possible start to this concluding session for the young man from China.
Well, Steve's right. Any CAO action that works and pots the balls is good enough for me. Very similar to golf, John, isn't it? That you got all different types of swings in golf, even with the best players in the world. In snooker, you never see two the same, really. At this level, it's in the mind anyway, not the CAO action.
And particularly on this stage. But Mark Allen needs to up his game, that's for sure. First to 10, remember, for a place in the second round. That's the problem when you miss and the cue balls run into the cluster. Shouts of encouragement from the audience. It's not the easiest of chances. You've got the red to the right middle, but the black's not available. So he's got to avoid kissing a second red to get back up for possibly blue or bought colour. Can he manoeuvre the cue ball? Well, he trusted to luck. Didn't have much. Yeah, it was one of those shots. It was a thin cut, and you were never quite certain where the cue ball was going to finish. So you play at a little bit of pace, hoping that the cue ball will get back up the table somehow. Brought the black into play, but he's not on it. He's on nothing.
Bramble.
Just a safety.
Mark Allen 1.
Good safety shot there, and when the balls are spread all over the table like this, it's more difficult for the players to find a path back to the safe area in the balk, behind the balk colours. Well, it's a nice view, but it isn't for Mark Allen. Sometimes in these situations you can get a pot there that is high risk but will get you in, but there's not even one of them here.
No, and doesn't look to be a return back to the balk end. And the way the reds are spread, he's trying to screw back to the balk end. He's not certain this. Well, he overdid it, if anything. Is it 2 though? Cue ball going in and out of balk. Believe me, folks, he didn't play the plant.
Well, when on the replay you could see he hit the second red, didn't he? About to come off the second red, we accelerated the cue ball then in and out of balk. Another long one coming up here from Hugh Peng. It's a tough one, but he's getting a lot of them. Well, he was.
Yeah, wasn't a mile away with that, but this is a chance now for Mark Allen, and I always feel that someone like Mark Allen, and you referred to Alex Higgins in the last frame, needs to get a rhythm going, doesn't he? Bit of momentum, and they just start to hit the ball better and get a nice rhythm going. At the moment, it's all a bit stop-start for someone like Mark. He needs to get in, get his hand on the table and start scoring.
1.
It was a good effort to try and get on a colour, but he's not really good on anything here.
Well, it's typical what happens out there. He's had 2 leaves now in this frame and with very little chance of getting on a colour, and it works out like that sometimes, but you just got to stick at it and wait for your chance to come again. Don't chase the balls.
Mark Allen 1.
He's not frightened to take a long pot on, is he? Here's another one. And an absolute beauty.
1.
A little trickle up behind the green, I expect here.
Well, that was a great shot, John, but if you wind the clock backwards, Mark Allen should never have had the cue ball away from that ball cushion. He had a straightforward safety run through the blue, leave the white tight on the cushion. But after saying that, you've got to give credit to the young man. He is potting some superb long pots, and that's putting a lot of pressure on Mark Allen's safety.
Well, absolutely, but as you say, because it was just a straightforward safety that Mark was playing when he played off the blue, if it had been tight on the ball cushion, that shot would not have been on. And it's just those fine margins that this game's all about.
And one of Yu Peng's friends that plays up in Sheffield as well, Zhao Gudong, was like breaking into the top players before long, I should think. He was telling me that there's hundreds of players in China now that's doing big breaks and playing like these lads are every day. It's just a matter of time before one of them breaks through again. And this could be the boy. He's very young. He won the Asian under-21s, but he's been very impressive in his debut with the Crucible.
He just needed that cue ball to run through. It was a good idea. He wanted that cue ball obviously to run through to the top cushion. And if it had done, it would have been excellent. But there's this red cut, the one closest to the cue ball. Just looking for an alternative red to the left middle, but he must think this cut is very thin. But in it went. Now where's the cue ball going?
1.
It's okay, he's on the blue. It was a good shot, and he always knew he was going to run into the second red that was near the cushion, which would hold the cue ball at this end. Came very straight on the blue, so couldn't do much with the white there. Couldn't get nicely on the next red.